Hey friends, this is Grace and welcome to layout number 2 of my latest video, latest series here in my YouTube channel. If you did not see my first video, basically I am going through some older layouts that I've created, especially in the beginning of my scrapbook journey, and I'm updating them. And this was inspired by an Instagrammer that I follow because of her clothing style or her outfit ideas. And she had done something like this with outfits, where she had pulled out some outfits that she had done maybe 10 years ago, 10 to 5 to 10 years ago, and then updating them of what's the, how can you update that in 2023, 2024. And so that's what I'm doing here. This one did not really go with what I originally wanted to kind of scrap lift. And that is, I've noticed when during the time frame of like 2004 to 2006, I really liked tearing my papers and adding that to my layouts. And you noticed my inspiration page in the beginning of this video. If you wanted to see kind of like a then and now photo collage, those photos will be in my blog and the link will be in the description box below. But anyways, I noticed that I did a lot of paper tearing and then adding that to my layouts to kind of, give the layout some texture and interest. And so I wanted to do that here. It's been a while since I've done that, so that was one of the things that I wanted to recreate and update. But I have a lot of photos here, and so the tearing, I'm using it as a bookend kind of design, and it was okay, but you can't really see it because there's a lot of photos. And that's one thing that I've noticed, the change or the evolution in my scrapbooking, is that before I would use I was mostly a single photo type of scrapbooker, especially, just documenting my kids and things like that when they were babies, when they were little. But then I would use I would do multi-photo layouts when it comes to events, but that's usually a double page layout. When I'm talking about single page, it's mostly just one or two. So it's harder for me now to add a lot of design, especially this idea of torn paper, to a layout when there are, I think there's 8 photos in here and they're all 3x4. So that was another, I don't want to say wake up call, but a realization that I've evolved. For me now, what's more important is getting photos in there. And I used to do a lot of double page layouts if I had like 8 photos, which made sense because at that time I didn't really know how to edit my photos in a way where I can put 2 images in a 4x6 frame, but now I do, so that kind of helps. But it's really interesting how our likes and our styles evolve through the years. So this is really fun for me, just kind of updating those trends or those techniques and styles that I used to gravitate 10, 15 years ago. So if you are interested in following along or joining me in this challenge, make sure to put that in the description. If you have a link, put it in the description box below and share, because I love to see how you update your older layouts. So again, these photos are of an event. These are just photos of me and my family going to a restaurant. This happened right after wrestling season for both my kids. This was 2020, I think, or maybe 2021. I can't remember. Sorry, it's been a while. But anyways, both my kids, because of wrestling, they usually really watch what they eat. There are times in the season where they have to, I don't want to say starve themselves, but pretty much, yeah, starve themselves. So they really look forward to when the season ends. Now, they're not starving themselves like they can't function. It's not that. It's just that they have to make sure that they are in a specific weight, because with wrestling, you have to be in a certain weight class, and you get weighed every time just to make sure it's fair, right? Because you don't want somebody that's like 150 pounds competing with 132, because that makes a big difference, right? So that's just to make it a really fair competition for all. So we get that. I know that it's part of it's part of the nature of the sport. So we all support them on that. But right after state or whatever the end of their matches, we try to treat them. And so we went to Mongolian Hohot, I think it's what's called. Actually, we don't have them anymore in our area. It's closed, but at that time it was one of those all you can eat place where they, you pick your stuff and then they grill it Mongolian style. So we took them there, and of course my kids pigged out like expected, so that's okay. But it's one of those moments where I want to document them to remember the fun times that we do, the fun things that we do, the fun moments that we have, but also it's a reminder for me that my kids are, they, because of wrestling, they've established really strong grit. And I appreciate that because they need that in life. All of us need, be able to have that inner motivation, intrinsic motivation to push through the hard parts. And so I just like to remember that. And this moment reminds me of that. And also the eating. I mean, let's talk about the eating. That's one of my favorite things to do in life is eat. So we got to document that. Anyways, so as you can see, my example had I wouldn't say 5 layers of paper, all torn. It was really pretty. But with this one, I can only do 2 on each side. Now, can I do better? I'm sure I could, especially if I had less photos. But at this point in my scrapbooking, the photos are more important than whatever technique that I do. Not that techniques are not fun. Playing with supplies are not fun, but I have a lot of layouts, and every time my kids look at them, really, they don't look at the products that I use or the techniques I use. They look at the pictures and the stories. And so for me, I'm going to go with that. And so initially I had liked that hello, and I was going to cover the new year because this paper that I pulled out from my stash, this is the first time I'm using it. It's a new year version. It's actually, I think, 2018, but I wasn't so hung up with the year because I know that I can cover that up. But I do have some photos of New Year's Eve that I can use them, so that's why I grabbed them. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby on sale too. But I like this kind of cheers and celebratory, all these banners. I thought that was really cool. Another thing that I decided to use to update, quote unquote, update my layouts is the kind of papers that I use. Now, these papers with this kind of pom-pom banners, that wasn't a thing 10, 15 years ago. So I'm putting that here to kind of match the, I don't want to say the era, but the time frame of when these photos are, because this was only 2020. So I know that these kind of pom-pom banners was a thing then as well. I mean, it was 2018, so that was a thing in 2020 as well. Anyways, so I found this word, say cheers, and I thought that would be good. And I'm gonna add some mini letter stickers to complete my title. It's been a while since I made it, so I don't really remember what my subtitle is, but I will be adding that on the bottom of the cheers. And yes, I'm going to cover up the banners, the little banners there, but I'm okay with that. Oh, will I cover it? Oh, maybe not. I thought I was going to cover it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting the title and a little bit of journaling on that piece over there that has the grids. And I really like grids because it is easy for me to make sure that all of my words are lined up. I think I'm gonna spell cheers to the end of the season. So that is my layout for today. If you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see all the other layouts that I plan on working with this challenge or with this prompt, please make sure that you subscribe and that you hit that bell button so that YouTube will notify you of when I post my next layout. And also, if you are so very kind to share my channel to scrapbookers, paper crafters that you feel would benefit from the kind of scrapbooking that I do. So I have written out just a little bit of journaling there, and then now I'm just going to do a little bit more embellishment. There's really not a lot of room to put embellishments here because the photos are in the middle and there's a lot of them, but I'm gonna tuck in a few balloons here and there, and then I'm also gonna use some of that was it like fireworks burst type of thing, and I'm going to put that in a few different spots as well. I love that these stickers from Simple Stories always have some kind of phrase stickers in them. They add to the journaling of my layouts, and it just, add to the words and the story that I wanted to capture on my layouts. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Watch out for the close-ups at the end of this video. Bye now.